Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Let's talk about Adobe MAX 2020. In this video, I want to share with you some of the biggest announcements and some of the key takeaways from the conference, but also share with you a whole bunch of awesome free resources that were recently announced. Now, if you don't know what Adobe MAX is Adobe's annual conference. It gets run across North America, Europe, and Japan. And obviously, it's where people talk about all the latest features, the latest products, the latest research, but also where a lot of creators share their stories around inspiration, creativity, and being productive, obviously all within the Adobe ecosystem. Now, single registrations usually cost around $1,500 US, but this year, because of the current situation, everything was run online and everything was absolutely free. Now, the conference ran last week, but don't worry, you can actually still access the Keynote as well as a bunch of their sessions around training, stories being shared, news and product updates, all online, all for free. You don't even need an Adobe account. Simply go to adobe.com/max and you can watch a whole bunch of their sessions. There's a lot of great stuff. If you're using any Adobe products, go and check out some of their sessions. Now, before I get to some of the big announcements around the Adobe products, one big announcement that hit this month is that Adobe actually just made about 70,000 videos, image files, motion graphics, 3D models, materials available absolutely free. Adobe has a service called Adobe Stock, which is kind of like Shutterstock and some of the other stock footage sites where you can purchase stock footage online and link it to your Adobe Creative Cloud account. Now, Adobe just released a huge bunch of assets absolutely free with the Adobe Stock Free Collection. It is available online at stock.adobe.com/free. Now, you will need an Adobe account to download and link all of those assets, but the account itself doesn't cost you anything. Downloading the assets also doesn't cost you anything. And there's some amazing stuff on there. There's some really nice motion graphics titles, lots of stock video, lots of drone aerial shots that you can use, lots of photos, a whole bunch of cool assets, and they're all free to use, and they're free to use for commercial projects as well. So no matter what you work on, go and check it out. It blew me away that they made all of that available for free. And again, links and everything down in the video description. In terms of some of the big product announcements, the Adobe MAX conference was very heavily geared towards photography, graphic design, and illustration. So the main news were around Photoshop, Illustrator, Fresco, Adobe XD, and a lot of that product range. For me, I was personally more interested in Adobe Premiere Pro, Adobe After Effects, Premiere Pro Rush, more the video editing side, and I'll want to dive into those new features first just because I find they're most relevant to me and hopefully to you guys as well. Now, one thread that kind of wove its way through all of the different sessions is that Adobe Sensei, which is Adobe's AI system, is getting more and more integrated into all of their products. Photoshop is using AI-based filters now. There's labs and experimental research being done on focusing blurred videos using AI. Premiere Pro uses it for cut detection or for auto reframing, which is now also available in Premiere Rush. There's things like speech to captions conversions, all AI driven. So that is starting to trickle in more and more into all of the Adobe product, which is really nice to see. But before I derail, let's look at Premiere Pro, Adobe After Effects, and Premiere Rush and go through some of the main new features that you'll now find in the latest version of the products, as well as in some of the beta versions that aren't quite ready yet, but there's a lot of cool stuff coming in. Let's just quickly run through that first. The first cool new feature for Adobe Premiere Pro is scene edit detection. If you bring in a video that has already been edited into Adobe Premiere Pro and you want to recut it for social or change some of the colors of individual shots, you often have to go through and create all of those cuts yourself to kind of recut it all up. Now, in the latest version of Adobe Premiere Pro, again, Adobe Sensei or AI powered, you can simply right-click the clip, select Scene Edit Detection, let Adobe Premiere Pro do its thing, and it'll automatically detect all of the scene changes and places cuts across that clip. So it's essentially immediately pre-cut for you. You can rearrange the clips, recolor them, do whatever you want, and then post it across your social channels. And it's a huge time saver. If you ever had to re-edit a video or recut a video that was already put together, huge time saver. Really glad to see this feature in Premiere Pro. Adobe Stock Audio is now also fully integrated into the Essential Sound panel, so you can very easily browse through and import thousands of music tracks and sound files directly into your Premiere project. You can even preview what certain parts of your video would sound like with different soundtracks before you bring them in. I hope they make it possible to also include free resources, free sound effects and music, and just have them listed out and sorted in your Essential Sound panel so you can bring those ones in as well. But I'm pretty sure that they'll probably keep it to their own libraries for now. Now, if you've ever manually captioned a video, you know what a huge amount of pain that is. I once released a 1-hour tutorial for Adobe Premiere Pro in German and I subtitled the entire thing manually. It took me absolutely forever. Now in Adobe Premiere Pro, one feature that I think is in beta now, it's not yet available in the latest release, is a speech-to-text workflow where you will be able to upload your edit into the Adobe AI to Adobe Sensei, and it'll analyze the audio in that video and it generates you captions. Those captions will then be available in a separate track on your timeline, so you can edit them, style them, and everything is time matched exactly the way you want to, and it essentially generates you the entire captions track for your video automatically using AI. Let's get to Adobe After Effects. Now, I wish Adobe MAX 2020 had more news about After Effects, but one of the big things that is now available in the latest release for Adobe After Effects is RotoBrush version 2, which is faster, more accurate, and looks better because it's smarter. It actually uses AI versus version 1 of the RotoBrush tool, which did not use AI, so you get better results. It's now GPU accelerated, so you get better performance, and everything just looks nice. It doesn't look so cut out. The edge detection is not quite as flaky. I want to make a tutorial for that. If you're interested, leave me some comments down below. But check it out, RotoBrush tool now available in the latest version for Adobe After Effects. Super excited about that because rotoscoping can really be a pretty big task in itself. The other big improvement coming to Adobe After Effects are 3D workspace improvements. So the 3D workspace is being rebuilt. Now, you still won't be able to import 3D models without plugins such as Element 3D, but the workspace itself, the 3D camera, the 3D layers, they're going to be GPU accelerated. Everything is much smoother. They've rebuilt the gizmo to move things around. The camera movements have been refined. It's just a lot, like from what I've seen in Adobe Max, the workflow, everything just looks more smooth, more seamless, and just easier to work with 3D in Adobe After Effects. But again, in order to get 3D models into After Effects, Element 3D as a plugin, or the Cineware plugin, which integrates Cinema 4D into After Effects, which is supported by Maxon and Adobe. So, you know, we're halfway there. Maybe one day Adobe After Effects will natively support 3D formats. Finally, let's touch on Premiere Rush. In case you don't know, Premiere Rush is essentially the mobile version of Premiere Pro. It works on your mobile devices like your iPhone, your Android, or your iPad, and it allows you to record and edit videos on the go. And you can then easily share them across your social channels like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Again, fully Adobe Creative Cloud integrated, so you can sync it to Premiere Pro on the desktop and continue editing there. So it's a really useful tool. And again, if you have the Creative Cloud subscription, you've got access to the tool already anyway. So just give it a shot. Now in Premiere Rush, you now have auto reframe, which uses AI to reframe a wide video and kind of keeps the interesting subjects in the frame. So all of that is AI driven as well. You just say auto reframe this clip to a certain aspect ratio, it crops it in, and it kind of keeps the subject in the center. Super easy, really nice to see that in Premiere Rush as well. It's been in Premiere Pro for a little while now. You also now have access to a large audio of free music and sound effects via a collaboration with Splice that Adobe's entered, so you can pull all of that in directly in Premiere Rush and use it on your timeline and for your video just to spice things up. And the other feature that I thought was really cool as well is if you're sharing more images like photography, often you want kind of slow zooms or pans or switches just to make the sequences look a little bit more interesting. And now there's a feature for social sharing using Adobe Sensei, so again, Adobe's AI, to create really nice, interesting slideshows directly in Premiere Rush, so you don't have to kind of manually keyframe stuff. You just say, apply this, make this look nice, and Adobe Sensei will take care of the rest. So there's some really nice improvements coming to Premiere Rush. I'm actually really keen to try it out myself because I haven't really gotten too much into that. But again, if you want some videos on that, just let me know down below. So that's really more the video news that I personally was really interested in hearing about in Adobe MAX 2020. But there's other big product news, like there's a new version of Photoshop, a new version of Illustrator, and now Illustrator is actually available on the iPad directly. So you can actually use Illustrator on the iPad, fully integrated with the Adobe Creative Cloud and obviously with Illustrator on the desktop, so you can work across the two. Lots of features that they've implemented for the iPad specifically have now also made it into the desktop version. Photoshop, the latest version, now integrates the neural filters, which are Adobe Sensei or AI driven. And you can do some really creepy things like modifying people's faces, making them lots younger or lots older. It's really strange stuff. It's all AI integrated. It's kind of just cool and just to see where that stuff is going. There's also been a lot new feature additions to Adobe Fresco, which is their drawing and painting app, also available on the iPad. And it's got some really nice features around really realistic looking charcoal brushes, watercolor, bleeding, line blending. Again, all integrated with the Adobe Creative Cloud, an app that I definitely want to check out because a lot of these apps, a lot of the new stuff, if you have a Creative Cloud subscription with Adobe, which I do because I use a lot of their products, you have all of them available. You can just download them on the iPad and use them for free, and it's fully integrated. Obviously, Adobe wants you to use their ecosystem and all of their apps. So if you have an Adobe Creative Cloud subscription, go and check all of that stuff out. There's some really nice features coming out now. Another range of products that I'm pretty sure was around for a little while, but is getting the boost recently, is Adobe Spark and Adobe Spark for Video, which make it really easy to create image slideshows and sequences, small videos that are really easy to share across your social channels for running campaigns or advertising things. Tons of templates in all of those apps that you can just use and do whatever you want with, and then just share it across your social channels. So stuff to really look out for. Other big things, because Adobe knows lots of people are making tutorials for their products, they're starting to integrate live streaming into Photoshop, Illustrator, and a couple of other apps. So you can now live stream directly from those apps, and all goes to Adobe Behance, which is kind of Adobe's social media platform, but you can share it across other places as well. So they're really trying to bolster up that ecosystem and get more people teaching and training the Adobe suite. And there were lots of other things that were discussed in Adobe MAX 2020. Again, I recommend just go check it out, adobe.com/max, watch the sessions, watch the keynote. There's tons of great content in there, and I could just go on forever. So again, I'm just going to drop you some links down in the video description, and go check out Adobe Stock, the free collection, 70,000 stock footage, free for you to use commercially in any way that you want. I was absolutely stoked, and I'm pretty sure that you'll get something useful out of that as well. But with that, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to watch more, just click these links over on the right hand side. If you want to support me in what I do on this channel, be sure to check out all of the links down in the video description. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I will see you later.